Bitcoin and Litecoin update. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. One more day till the weekend. And I do want to take a look at Litecoin and Bitcoin. I did have some targets hit, and now we're going to see if the support's going to hold, and if not, where we might be headed. Also, I want to remind you guys to leave your comments in the comment section down below the video. That'll get you entered to win a free t-shirt on Sunday, Litecoin or Bitcoin shirt, whichever you choose. But you have to leave a comment down below to be entered to win the contest. So the other thing I want to discuss is towards the end of the video, we're going to look at the Bitcoin daily chart versus the weekly gold chart and see where we're at on that. We've been keeping an eye on that. It's very interesting. So yeah, don't forget too, we have a free Discord, and that's in the description box below the video. If you scroll down there, there's some free links. There's an ABRA link in there that gets you $25 worth of free Bitcoin if you put in $100. There's also a Coinbase link down there that'll get you a free $10 worth of crypto. So check that out if you get time, and let's get into the video.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Anyone doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind that this is still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. It's free. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you don't miss out on anything. Also, smash those likes, leave your comments in the comment section down below, guys. It really helps the channel out, and I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing the videos in other groups. I really appreciate it, guys. You've helped the channel grow a lot, and let's get into the video. So, looking at Litecoin on the daily, still looking at this as a possible cup and handle forming here, and up here would be our neckline around the $100 range. And if we did a measured move off that, that would get us up to the 179 range. I'm still looking at that as a good possibility, guys. And let's take a look at the RSI. I'm going to zip through this stuff pretty quick today. As you can see, we had this rising channel here, which we've dipped out of just a little bit here. I do believe, we could come back in here and come back up to the top. So let's look at the 4-hour RSI and see what that's showing us. And as you see, I have this falling wedge drawn here, which we've been getting support on this longer white line on the bottom here, which was like a symmetrical wedge that we've been following. We popped out over here and came back down in, but we are getting support down on this line here. So I look for, if we're going to go down, we need to watch the RSI here, guys, and if we break through this bottom line, then obviously we're coming down to the bottom of this wedge. Then from there, we could continue up. So definitely keep an eye on this. If you guys are charting, draw these lines in. It'll help you out a lot. Let's get into the price action and look at our possibilities here. First off, we did hit the target on Litecoin. Almost exactly, and that would be the bottom of this rising wedge here, guys. Let me show you real quick. This rising wedge we've had drawn in for a long time, which we popped out over here, tested the top for support, broke through, and now we're at the bottom of that channel. And I did have this target. If you've been watching my videos, I've had this target in here for a while. I am going to get this out of our way though, just to clear up the chart. All right, but I'll leave this in there because this is still, support for us. So let's keep an eye on that. But we do have the possibility, guys, and we'll take a look at what happens if we drop further first, and then we'll look at where I believe we're going is up. So, and keep in mind the weekend's coming. It's pretty easy for everybody to push it up on the weekend, and I do believe that's what's going to happen. So, anyways, let's look at the measured move down first, and the measured move out of measuring this rising channel here, if we were to break down from here, guys, we're looking at the $56 area right here, which if we look over here, we have a cluster of support and resistance, so it makes sense. If this wasn't to hold, and guys, again, I'm not saying that we're going down, I'm saying if we do, we have to look at all possibilities. And if we keep an eye on the charts, you can kind of tell what's going to happen. But let's look at the measured move out of this falling channel here, which the falling channel usually is bullish, so that's why I do believe we'll probably most likely continue up. But we do have a target down here. If we do a measured move of this channel into where we would break down, we're around the 44.50 range, guys. And that would also, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see, that would also be the bottom of this longer term trend line. That's the worst case scenario, guys, that I see, is us going down to this 44.50 range. But like I said, I don't believe we're going to do that. First, we'll have to drop down below this $69 range, $68 range actually. If we drop down below that, then we're looking at possibly getting support at this $63 range, which would be the bottom of this channel here. I'm gonna just put a note in there, so let's get this out here, a price label, and put it right around the $63 range. So we'll definitely keep an eye. If that breaks, guys, then we're looking at the 55 and then obviously the 44. So, but what I believe is going to happen here, honestly, in my opinion, is we may bounce around this bottom trend line first before popping up. I do have a target up here of 82.63, which would be the top of this falling channel and the top of this rising channel here. And if we were to break through there, the measured move off of the smaller channel is $96 range. Move this over a little bit. And then the next move out of there is a measured move of this flagpole, this being a bull flag, and the measured move going up is around the 121 range, which would also coincide with this trend line I have here. And if you guys look down here where I have it drawn from, I have it drawn off these peaks right here. So that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. And obviously, if that breaks, we go up towards the 171 range. But again, guys, you got to keep an eye and understand that it doesn't shoot straight up. You know, obviously, there's a lot of resistance, a lot of things going on. I'm just saying that we don't go below this 44.50 range. But if we do look at this falling wedge here, I do believe we'll probably end up breaking through and coming up into this larger wedge that I have drawn in here. So let's get into Bitcoin now and look at the same thing, cup and possible handle forming here. And if we were to measure the move coming out of there, gets us up to the 78.50 range. So let's look at the RSI now and see what we're looking at here. If we look at the RSI, I had this rising channel drawn here. And hold on one second. Let me check this real quick. Yeah, actually, that line's wrong. I don't know why that line's in there like that. But this should be down here. And the way to check those lines is see if they match up. Let's move this over a little bit. And this is where I have my lines for the RSI. And there's a rising channel here, which we've dipped down below a little bit right here on yesterday's daily candle. So now it looks like we're trying to get back in, and if we don't, obviously, then our move down. Let's look into the 4 hour. And same thing, if we look at the 4 hour, had the same channel drawn in there, which we've broke down out of a little bit, but we're back up inside. And if we get support, then you know we're going to have resistance coming back into this wedge I have drawn here, or symmetrical triangle, whichever you want to call it. But we'll have resistance get back here. If we do, you know, then it'll be our moves up. Let's get into the price action. We'll take a look at what happens if this support doesn't hold. And we'll take a look at what happened yesterday. And you can see where I had my target at 51.48 there, guys. And we did go through it. That could have been a bear trap. But I would have looked for us to hit this 200 EMA and that's around right now around the 49.30 to 49.50 range. And if we break this let me zoom out so you can see what I'm looking at. This is a rising channel here, and we broke through, and that's, you know, this line is starting to hold again. And if you guys are following along and drawing your own trend lines, this is very important where it's at right now. Obviously, this line, we popped down out of it, popped back in, and we're holding this line as support now. But if it does break, you know, I'm looking at the lower targets, and I'll give you the measured moves on those. And this is the measured move of this channel, the width of the channel coming down. That would get us around the $4,450 to $4,500 range in here, guys, which would also bring us back down to the top of this rising channel from back here, which we popped out of. So that would be us coming down to test this for support if we were to come down. Now, if we did a measured move moving up out of this channel, another thing I want to look at real quick, guys, apologize for not having it ready, but is the measured move out of this falling wedge, or rising channel here, the yellow one within the bigger one. If we did a measured move on that and we look at where we fell out of it, that's pretty close to where we went. So again, guys, I'm watching for this to hold this bottom trend line here, and if it doesn't, then obviously we're looking at our lower targets. And what I'm going to do is put a price label right around where that 200 EMA is, around the 49.20 range. And if we break through that, then obviously we're heading down towards the lower, in my opinion. But I do believe we still have a good chance of continuing on up here, getting a quick move up here to around the 58.50 area. Let's see. Yeah, around the 58.50 area, guys, would be the top of this channel again. And if we take the measured move of breaking out of this channel, the first measured move would line us up with this long-term trend line. I don't know if you guys seen it in the beginning. I'll zoom out so you can see it. That I've drawn off these two peaks here. So that gets us to the $6,500 range as a measured move out of this rising channel right here. And then if we look at this as a flagpole right here with the bull flag coming up, the measured move off of that would be the $6,950 to $7,000 range, guys. So I believe if we do go up to that point, then this is going to become our support line. But we'll have to wait and see what happens first. We're in a real crucial area right here. So if this 5150 breaks, again, we're probably heading down towards the 4930 range. And if that breaks and that 200 EMA right there doesn't hold, then we go down. I do want to look at the daily and look at that golden cross real quick, and then we're going to move on to that Bitcoin versus gold chart. And stick around, guys, especially if you haven't seen it. It's extremely interesting. So looking at right here, looks like, you know, we're going to get a golden cross probably towards the end of the month or beginning of May. And actually, this little dip we had is a good thing, in my opinion, because it's going to bring us closer to where it crosses. But I do believe we'll probably get some serious bullish momentum off that. So there's my targets for Bitcoin, guys. Now I'm going to look at the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly. Whoops, that's not the gold weekly. Off there. This is the gold weekly. So the gold weekly versus the Bitcoin daily. As you can see, we had a rounded bottom here. And these lines, guys, I just have lines drawn off each peak to where the breakdown was at 6,000 and coming across. And we'll zoom in a second and I'll show you the significance of those. But on here, I drew trend line from the peak to where gold broke down. And obviously, this is over 20 some years, but it's, you know, the same human emotion that drove this is just a lot faster now because of the internet technology, social media, and all that. But anyways, what happened here is once we broke down and came back up, and we broke through these resistance line that came from here. I want to show you to right here in 2003, gold ETF was approved. I'm not saying Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved, But some kind of big news is coming, I believe, and that's going to be, you know, that's going to help Bitcoin do a huge jump. But anyways, as you can see, we just had a rounded bottom here. Once we broke through these resistance lines, you know, it blew right through and continued on up. And I do see this happening for Bitcoin still, in my opinion, no matter what anybody says. I still believe that is coming. So now if we zoom into this, and again, I'm going to point out another thing real quick. The hyperwave theory would put gold would have came way down here. So I still do believe the hyperwave is bullshit. And I don't believe that people comparing the 2017 to the 2013 bull run, it's not going to replay the same, guys. So everybody trying to do that, I mean, it's just confusing people, and I don't believe that's going to happen at all. And, you know, I'm kind of going out on a limb saying that, but I really don't see it, guys. So anyways, these are the trend lines that I showed you coming off of the Bitcoin to where it broke down. And each time we got one, we got resistance, broke through, it became support each time. And this one here was the one I really was watching. Obviously, I had said that this could be a tweezer top, you know, and we may come back down to test this area here, which is around the 4850 range on the Bitstamp chart. But I do believe, you know, there's a good possibility that this was kind of a fake out and we come back in and get support again on the top of this. But like I said, worst case scenario right now, you know, we could come all the way back down and test this one, which I don't see happen, would get us around the 4100 range. But I do see the same rounded bottom with no capitulation candle. This was the capitulation. There's no capitulation candle, just like in the gold chart over here. You know, it was just a nice rounded bottom, same thing. We're going to take a look at the RSI now in Bitcoin on the weekly first, just to show you guys what I'm looking at here. Now, I've drawn these two trend lines. This was the bull market in 2013 with the bear market following, and I drew this trend line. We had two attempts to break this line where we got resistance and then broke through. 2017 bull run is right here, same trend line. 2 attempts to break the resistance, and we broke through on the second try, or third try, if you want to consider it third try. But let's go into the monthly now. This is why I believe the bottom's in, guys. I don't see us, you know, the bottom's in. That's my opinion, but I pretty strongly feel about that. Anyways, 2013 bull run, and these arrows represent a low in the RSI on the bear market coming down. There was 4 here, 4 in this one. We continue up. Now, I do believe, guys, worst case scenario, the real bull run begins in, you know, end of summer, beginning of fall, which would be between August and October. But I am looking at this, the way everything's playing out, is this could be a much quicker, whoops, didn't mean to put an arrow there. This could be a much quicker arc in this than there was in the last one, which, you know, could get us up a lot higher, a lot quicker. So again, guys, this is my opinion. And if you enjoyed the video, please click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos so you won't miss out on anything. I do post videos every day. Also, smash those likes. Leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. Also, remember that comment will get you entered to win the free t-shirt on Sunday. So have a great day, everybody, and looking forward to the weekend. I will see you tomorrow.